More Apple products and accessories to make your life easier? Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. Here we go. We have 40 Apple products and accessories that are going to make your life way easier. I'm going to go through all 40 of them really quickly. I love to do this just to showcase some new products that people may not know about that's out there on Amazon. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, so product number one, it's actually shown its face again. This is maybe your last time to pick this up, maybe not, but take a look over here. This actually went back down. Here's the 2025 M4 MacBook Air 13-inch right here, 16 gigs, 256. Look at this, 20% off. It's back down to $799. So we know it was at $799 for a while. It went up to $999, back down to $899. Now it's $799 again, so definitely pick this up. I'll have a link in the description. If you're thinking about a MacBook Air, you can't beat this thing. It's incredible. Don't worry about the M5s and stuff like that coming out later. This is awesome for the price. You're not going to be able to get it for that price. The second thing we have over here is the same deal. I think this is the best computer you can buy. The other one's a little bit too small for me. If you want a little bit bigger screen, right over here. This is on sale again too. Here's the 15-inch MacBook Air, basically the M4 chip as well, 16 gigs, 512 gigabyte SSD. So this is actually maybe the perfect configuration here. You get the 16 gigs of RAM, but you get the additional storage here at 512, and it's $1199. So this is going to usually be about $1,400. You can get it for about $1,200, so 14% off. Still $200 off right now. I think that's the best configuration of a MacBook Air you can get. You definitely don't want 256 in most cases because you're going to be struggling to get that space back. Here you have a little bit of room here. You got the 16 gigs, you got the bigger screen, $1199, one of the best deals out there, and it's back. Okay, we're going to go through a million accessories now. All the links in the description again. This next thing is just, and we'll start off with a simple one. If you did pick up one of those little MacBooks there, like the MacBook Airs, right over here is the best case you can buy for the money, and a lot of this stuff will be budget for you. So we're going to keep it kind of within range here for budget. You know, if you have a budget you want to keep within, maybe you don't want to spend too much money, that's what this is going to be all about. Take a look over here. Here's the TomTalk 360 protective laptop sleeve. I've talked about this many times. This is on sale right now. It's usually, $30. It's $27. Not a big deal, but 10% off. But for the money, TomTalk makes some of the best laptop bags. Down here you can see, I believe in here you can get all different sizes and everything like this. You got to make sure, just look for your right size. This is for the 13-inch, but you can also get one for the 15-inch and everything else. But I just recommend these. They're fully waterproof. The zippers are basically the best in the industry. They don't ever break. The insides have padding, so if you drop them, they're perfect. So definitely check that out. I just want to kind of give them a shout out. I've done some stuff with them before, and out of all the cases I've tested, those are probably the best cases for your MacBook if you just want something inexpensive that I recommend. All right, this next product's really cool for a couple reasons. Let's say you did get a MacBook Air with only 256 gigabytes and you need a little bit more storage when you're going to the coffee shop, but you don't want to carry something big around with you. Take a look over here. This is the Union side, and this is the USB-C SSD, 256 gigabytes. And the reason I love this thing is it's up to about 450 megabytes per second. So it's like a SATA SSD. Plenty of speed for just about anything, like for moving files and stuff like that. I know people are going to say, well, it's not an M.2. It's still fast enough for just, if you want to bring data with you or move data on and off. This is cool. Now, why is it so cool? First of all, $35, right? Only 5% off, but it's 256 gigabytes. But what makes this so cool is, let me click on the picture here. I love this thing because take a look at the size of this thing. Right here, you can't tell, right? But let's just keep moving here. So it plugs into your USB-C here, and you can see the speeds in here. Perfectly fast enough for just about everything you want to do. But the beauty of this thing is right here. Look how small it is right here. So it actually attaches to an iPad and your iPhone as well. But if you want it for your MacBook, see how small this is? You can actually leave that thing plugged in, put it in the case. I maybe wouldn't recommend that, but still, I don't think it's big enough where it's going to cause any issues. But basically, you can carry that thing around with you. You don't have a big cable coming off or an external display or external storage device. So it's almost like part of your Mac. Look how big it is again. I mean, I don't know if there's other pictures in here. They're talking about it can be connected to your phone and stuff. Here's the size of it if you want to take a look at it. 0.59 inches wide there, 0.86 inches here, and only 6.67 inches. So it fits right in your MacBook there. It's just an incredible device overall. I mean, for the size of it and stuff. I love the thing. Here's a picture of it as well. So anyways, for extra storage, you want it very, very, very tiny, I recommend this. Okay, so maybe you want to build your own storage that's very tiny. And the same thing, you just want it to be, portable for you, right? A couple things you can buy right over here. This is actually, and I don't know how to say this, Jai, I guess, but I've actually tested this one. I can't do videos on everything, but this worked really well. This is the 2230 M.2 NVMe SSD enclosure. So you're going to build your own here. It's only 17 bucks, right? It's 5% off right now. It doesn't go on sale that often. As you can see, let me click on these pictures here just really quickly. It looks like this, and you plug it into your computer just like that. You can, again, plug it into your iPad, your iPhone, your iPad, also your MacBook if you want to. And it's basically an external storage enclosure. So what you'd buy is you'd buy this right here, and then these other drives got really cheap. These 2230 1 terabyte drives used to be very, very expensive. Sabrent right here. They actually have the Rocket one right here. Very, very quick. And you're going to see here. So down to $89 for a full terabyte, 10% off, usually about $100. So you pair this with what I just showed you, and you have a perfectly small external SSD enclosure. People are going to say, well, why would you want to build your own? A couple reasons. If the enclosure breaks, you can take the SSD out and put it in another one. If the SSD breaks, you can just put another SSD in it. So there's a couple different reasons there. Also, you can take them out, and then if you have multiple of these little drives here, you can go ahead and just file them away and put another one in the enclosure and keep using it. So there's some reasons for it. And I just like building stuff myself. A lot of times they seem to work better than actually trusting other outside companies to give you the storage. So overall, I recommend that. We got a couple other kind of devices here that are smaller, inexpensive, and for storage. Here's another one I recommend over here for your Mac. This is basically the Transcend 256 gigabyte external SSD. So the same size as the one I showed you before. This one's nice because it goes up to about 1,000 megabytes per second. So it's about double the speed of the little one I showed you. This is basically not a flash drive. Flash drives stink. I always say that on the channel. So this one looks like a flash drive, all right? And if you look in here, it's going to have a USB-A on one side, USB on the other side. So you're going to be covered depending on what kind of configuration you have there, right? Again, up to that 1,000 megabytes per second, you can see here, but it looks just like a flash drive, and it's that fast. It's $39.99. So if I actually look at some of the comments down here just to kind of verify the speeds, let's take a look. Okay, so everyone loves this thing, and take a look at the raw speeds that people are actually measuring here. So you can see that it actually performs the way it's supposed to. A lot of these times, people, they'll say that it does something and it never does. Well, here's some examples of it actually pulling what it's actually claiming here. So they're very, very close to it. You're never going to get it exact, all right? So overall, I just recommend this. I've actually tested this one. It works phenomenal. So don't buy a flash drive. For 39 bucks, you can get 256 gigs of super fast storage. That's the same size. So get this. Okay, this next one's actually a cool product because nobody knows about this thing. And from my testing and also from a bunch of testing on here, all the reviews, I've read a whole bunch of different channels on it. This is one of the best external storage devices you can buy, right? So take a look over here. SK Hynix Beetle X31 2 terabyte portable SSD, 2 terabytes, 118 bucks. Really good deal right now. It's not even on sale right now. But take a look at the reviews. 4.7 out of 5. Incredible reviews there. But I've also reviewed all the other sites, and I personally use this. SK Hynix makes stuff for the Mac. I believe it makes some of the memory and stuff like that. It used to, at least. So it's a very reputable company, but people just don't know about the name of it. Anyways, it's just this little, they call it the Beetle because it's kind of got this little round shape here. I think they make it in gold as well. You can see the size of it here, although I can't tell what that is because I usually deal in inches, so you get the idea. It's got like a little protective case on it, but it's really kind of small. Obviously, that's the idea behind it. It's a very, very small, fully sealed SSD. Now, the beauty of this thing is it doesn't get too warm for being 2 terabytes here. And, everything I've read on it, it's a perfect device for storage. So if you're looking for something small, external storage, 2 terabytes, this is another one I recommend. And like I said, one that I personally tested myself, and the reviews are off the charts. Okay, so now we got some other inexpensive devices here. So if you're looking for a laptop stand, an iPad stand, I got one of the better ones for you for the cost here. I'm going to work this into a review. I've actually tested this one as well. I just haven't put it in a video yet. But right over here, this is the Lysen for iPad stand holder adjustable tablet stand. I don't even know why they call it this stuff, all right? But you get the idea. Let's go ahead and click on it here. So what it is, it's a laptop stand, and you got 360-degree motion on this thing. You can see the stand here. So you can just go ahead and twist it any way you want to. Very, very kind of, solid construction, all aluminum and stuff like that. As you kind of go through the pictures, you get the idea. There's not much to a stand like this, obviously, right? It holds it, but it's about 7.3 inches tall there, and you can move it to any direction as far as the flip and also the spin. So it's perfect for what you need. But the claim to fame here really is going to be what it can hold a lot of weight, and on top of it, it's $14.99 right now, 32% off, usually around 22 bucks. You can't go wrong with this, and it's going to hold all of your MacBooks. It's going to hold all your iPads, everything like that you want it to hold. So I totally recommend this if you're looking for a stand. It's one of the best ones in the market, and I'll probably put that into a video shortly. Okay, next, maybe you're looking for a dock or a hub, but you want to keep the price down. Maybe you have a MacBook Air, you just want some SD card ports. You maybe want a couple, like a USB-C or USB-A ports. Here's a perfect one that I recommend. Here's the Ugreen. This is the Revo, I guess they call it the Revo dock, the Pro 9. This is the 9-in-1. So it's only 28 bucks, 28% off, usually 40 bucks. So it's on a good sale right now from Ugreen. And again, the reason I want to recommend this one, let me go ahead and click on it. You can see all of the ports here for that much money, but let me just actually go through the ports. So you have Ethernet. It's only a gigabit, but still, you're going to get Ethernet on your MacBook if you want it. You're going to get 2 ports. Well, you're going to get a USB-A at 5 gigabits, USB-A at 10. You get 2 USB-Cs here at 10 gigabit. Incredible, right? You get the SD card reader here. You actually get HDMI, and then you get USB-C for power delivery, and you get an on and off button where you can turn your monitor off really quickly. They say it's for security. If someone walks up on you, who knows what you're doing? But anyways, you get the idea. So overall, I think that's one of the best inexpensive hubs and docks you can find for 28 bucks. So you can't go wrong there. I've used tons of Ugreen docks and hubs before, and in fact, I'm going to recommend another one as we go kind of move up the scale here. So if you want something more than that, take a look over here. Here's the Ugreen, same name, Revo dock, but this is the Max 208 Thunderbolt 4 dock, all right? This is Thunderbolt 4, so you're always going to be paying up for Thunderbolt 4. You can take a look at it here. Now, you have to, with Thunderbolt 4 and all these docks, you have to have the right ports for you. Some of them do, some of them don't, so you got to look at the ports, decide if it's right for you. But this is a quality dock if it is, and it's a great price for Thunderbolt 4. Take a look. So what you're getting on the front of it over here is you're getting 10 gigabit USB-A ports, so that'll add your USB-A. You're getting a power button, so nothing crazy, right? You get on the back of it DC-in, gigabit Ethernet, but you also get, look at this, these are going to be 4 Thunderbolt 4 downstream ports. You get 3 of them, and then you get 1 upstream port, which connects to your Mac right here. So basically, you're going to get 3 extra ports, plus the USB-A, plus Ethernet, and all in Thunderbolt 4, which is great. So if you're going to be running, external monitors, any of that stuff, look it down here, you can see it. It's going to be perfect for it. And for a cost of $169 for Thunderbolt 4, it's a really good cost here. And I would recommend that dock again. Like I said, I've used a ton of them, and that's one of them. All right, MacBooks. I have one sitting here. I have a MacBook Air 15-inch. Let's say you want add some extra ports. I mean, a lot of things, like I said, are missing are the SD card ports, some USB-A's, some USB-C's, things like that. Maybe an Ethernet port. We got another one for you for the actual MacBooks, but a different dimension here. Take a look. This is the Basiest laptop docking station, and I did a video a while back, and it wasn't on this one, but I've actually gotten shipped this one, and I'm testing it, and it's worked really good so far. This is the 4K, they call it the 4K multitasking docking station. But anyways, it's 30% off, so usually $100, and it's down to $69.97, so I wanted to give it a shout out while I could. So basically, it sits under your MacBook. Take a look at this. This is actually going to prop your MacBook up, and then it gives you a whole bunch of additional connections. And there's a reason I like this one. Well, first of all, you're going to get basically power delivery, 100 watts in, HDMI, 2 HDMIs actually, DisplayPort. You're going to get a gigabit Ethernet port. You're going to get the USB-C data right here, so that's going to be good. A bunch of USB-A's. You're going to get the SD card readers. So you get all this, and you can actually just sit there like it's going to be basically prop up your laptop. But the beauty of these is a lot of times these will use 2 different cords plugging into your system. So when you actually plug it in, it's going to use both of your ports, actually. There's like a double plug on a lot of these systems like this. This one only uses 1, so it's going to just plug into a single Thunderbolt port on your computer. So it's not only you're going to basically have all these ports, but you're going to have that other one, especially in the MacBook Airs. You're going to have that second one that's still open. In a lot of cases, that's not the case with these. So this is a good one for that. And it's not going to take up all your ports, like I said. So long story short, pretty good. All right. Budget keyboards. I have a Mac keyboard here. So sometimes people like these low profile keyboards, but they don't want to break the bank. They bought maybe a Mac Mini. Maybe they just want an extra keyboard to travel. Maybe they want it for the iPad and stuff like that. If you want a good one that's inexpensive, the one that I've tested, I've done videos on this company right over here. Here's the ProtoArc backlit compact wireless keyboard for Mac. You can see it, the K90. It's down to $33.23, usually $50. And again, the claim to fame of this is it's got all the Mac keys on here. It's very, very similar to the orientation of this one over here, except it's basically a third the cost. And obviously, it's not going to be as good as a MacBook keyboard. I can give you that, obviously, but it's not going to be a bad keyboard either. It's going to be perfectly fine to get all your stuff done. And if you're familiar with like an iMac keyboard, this will be perfect for you. And it's got kind of a cool design too, some little orange key there and stuff. You can see all the pictures. It's going to be USB-C here, and I believe it's also Bluetooth as well. So I actually, let me just check. Yeah, Bluetooth right here. So just wanted to confirm that I'm on the right model here. But $33.23 is perfect for that, all right? I think that's a great deal. Maybe you want something actually cheaper than that. You want to go the bottom of the barrel, but you still want it to be functional. Way back in the day, I did a video on this company as well. It works perfectly. I still use it for my iPad. Right over here, the OMotion Bluetooth keyboard. Believe it is Bluetooth for this cost for the Mac, all right? $20, well, basically $21, 19% off, but there's a coupon price for $19.94, so under 20 bucks. Again, it's going to look exactly like these flat Mac keyboards, so an attractive keyboard. Obviously, you can see some pictures in here as we go around. They kind of show a Mac Mini, even though it's the wrong orientation for the new ones. It's going to be almost the exact same size as the keyboard I have in front of me, but it's going to be through another company. So it just depends. I mean, if you're like a keyboard snob or something, you may not like this thing, and you can see that it can actually raise up to about 8 degrees there. So, but a lot of people do like this one. I mean, this is actually, like I said, the bottom of the barrel for under 20 bucks. So if you want something that's kind of Mac related, I recommend this one. Okay, so Mac keyboards actually with the numeric pad, they're very expensive. I think like 130, 140 bucks if you want to get a real Apple one. So the one I recommend for a lot cheaper is going to be right over here, and I've done a video on this as well. The Satechi Slim X3 right here, it's down to $76.99, 14% off, usually about 90 bucks. Claim to fame like this is going to look exactly like the Mac keyboard, have all the correct Mac keys, have the numeric pad, be the same profile. Take a look at this and it's not maybe half as much, but it's close to about half as much. You can also connect multiple devices to this, but I mean, the design of it, it's just perfect. Now, I actually use, look, you can see how low profile it is here. So it's exactly like a Mac keyboard. Take a look at that. Now, the reason I like this is I have one over there. I actually have this one as well, but I have the smaller one I use on my Mac Mini over there. The only difference, the keys work, everything works perfectly. There is like maybe a 2-second longer delay when you wake up versus the actual Mac keyboards, but it's literally 2 seconds. So to be honest, that's about the only thing I can find that's negative with it. And if that doesn't bother you, then this is definitely like save half the cost, right? And just move on. Okay. I've been asked this about 50 times so far. I don't know why, but I have a desk mat here, which I've been using for years. I also have one there, one over there. And the company that I use, I just picked it out. It's worked. It's laid flat for many, many years. This hasn't discolored. It's for desk mats is right over here. You can see that I actually purchased it right here. I don't know how to say it. It's the K Canoodle, I guess. And that's look for that name. It's crazy. Large office mat. So only 10 bucks. Look at this. 44% off right now, usually about $17. You can get all different sizes, all different colors down here. See all the colors and sizes. So get what you want. This one in particular is like 31.5 by 15.7. Under $10. It's almost like a leather. It's also double-sided. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a yellow on the back there. So you can actually go ahead and flip it. You can have yellow or blue, but all these colors are going to be reversible. You can see here. So definitely check it out. 10 bucks, you can't go wrong. I highly recommend that. Yes. Okay, let's keep moving. Some other kind of inexpensive products that everyone wants. So maybe you want to get a hub, just because all you need is an SD card reader, right? And the best one you can buy for just an SD card reader that gives you a couple extra little things, I would recommend this one right here. This is the Acer SD card reader, USB-C. It's only $14.99, so under 15 bucks here. Usually 17 bucks. Not a big sale here, but overall, people like this. And the reason I claim to fame of this is it's USB-C. It'll plug right into your Mac. You get micro SD. You get an SD card reader, and then you get a bonus USB-A, which is actually the bonus. So a lot of these things don't come with that USB-A, and obviously your MacBooks like the Air doesn't have that. So it just gives you the option if you're somewhere in a bind and you need USB-A plus the SD card readers. $15, can't go wrong. Okay, so next we're talking about the Magic Mouse. Now, there's a camp where you either love it or you hate it. I think the people that love it are way, like there's a little bit of people, and the people that hate it are way up here. I tend to hate it. So the two best mice I think you can buy for the money, again, this is all for the money, for a Mac. Let me just show you what I would recommend here. The first one's right over here, the Logitech MX Anywhere. This is the 2S, all right? This is way cheaper than the MX Master, and it's a super high quality mouse here. You can see it's $49.99, usually $59.99, so a little bit of a sale here. If you click on it, there's not much to it, but it's just well designed, perfectly ergonomic. You get the scroll wheel, you get DPI button, you get the two buttons. You also have the side buttons over here. You got a nice grip on the side. It's just overall, I think, for the money, again, is one of the, look at this thing. It's one of the best mice you can buy on the market right now for your Mac. I love the thing, all right? It works perfectly. Bluetooth is smooth, and it fits, it's a perfect size for it. So I would recommend this as being like the inexpensive option if you're looking for, instead of the, obviously the Apple mouse, the Magic Mouse, I guess is what they call it, but there's not much magic there. So that would be the first one I recommend. The second one I think that I would recommend actually, and let me take it back. This one's actually cheaper. This one I'm actually going to do a video on coming up because I like this one. It's not anything special again, but it's the cheapest mouse you can buy that's actually going to be good, right? Take a look over here. The Logitech M720 Triathlon Wireless Mouse. Take a look. Bluetooth, obviously. $37.99. So we're even getting cheaper here. 4.5 out of 5. Over 12,000 people bought this. 16% off. Does come also with a wireless dongle as well. And again, very, very simple mouse. You can see here, scroll wheel, DPI, 2 buttons. But then on the side, I believe it has some buttons right here. 3 of them actually instead of the 2. And just the ergonomics and the build quality. I was looking at the reviews. Everyone's just like, it's just built really well. It's going to last forever. And that's true. I mean, it's got everything built into it that you would need. Now, I'm not a person that needs like tons of, I don't want side scroll wheels and all that stuff. It just drives me insane. So if you like something that's basically easy, simple, and cheap, that's one of the best mice you can buy overall. Okay, we're going to move on. This next product is not the cheapest out there by any stretch, but I think it's one of the highest quality, and I might be doing a video on this one as well, so just stay tuned for that one as well. But overall, I think this is from a company that offers really high quality stuff, and you're going to get a good deal on this right now. And actually, this is by 3Key, right? But this is, they call it the MFI, certified by Apple, so it is certified by Apple, 4-in-1 MagSafe wireless charging system, all right? So take a look at this. It's just kind of really, you have to like the color of it. It's kind of this beige color here, and but it's exactly what you think. You can see the front of it. This flips down for storage, so it's just going to sit in your desk or in your bag. But then you can charge your watch, your phone, your AirPods here. It's got a little cable out the back of it. You can go ahead and charge an iPad at the same time, and that's the little extra piece here. See that? It's also got an input as well. So kind of as you go through this, you know, it's just a really good device from what I've told. It actually, everyone that's bought this thing has loved it, all right? Here's the wattage on it, 65 watt power. You can do all these different things, including up to 35 watts on this USB-C output over here. So you can charge everything you need to charge in here versus some of these cheaper ones. And from what I've told, some of the cheaper ones work okay. This one works really well. This one's usually $150, believe it or not. That's what I'm saying. I believe it does come in this darker color here. See that? So you do get to 2 different colors, but it's down to about $90. So again, this is more of a splurge product. I mean, you can definitely get ones cheaper, but it's one that I'd recommend if you're looking for quality. And we've been talking a lot about cheap products, and that one's more of a mid-range to high-end product that's actually on sale. Okay, for this next one, I love this product, and hear me out for a second. I have a couple of these over here. This is perfect for if you're traveling to the coffee shop and you're traveling out, let's say, to the library. You didn't charge your laptop, but you want peace of mind that you can fully charge it when you're away. Here's the perfect device for you right over here. I'm not going to attempt this name because this is obviously made for kids as well, so I'm not going to say that. I don't know how to say that, to tell you the truth. Anyways, this is a 140 watt power bank, all right? Now hear me out. This is 25,000 milliamps and a 3-port it's basically a portable laptop charger. It's not like a device charger like those little small ones that can charge your phone. It's made for laptops, all right? So here it is right here. You can see it's got a really cool screen readout on it. It's going to show you how much charge you have left and what things are pulling off of it, which is kind of cool to have all that information there. But the claim to fame is actually, let me actually go in here, maybe to the next one. Well, first of all, the size of it, all right? For that big of storage, for the size of it, you can easily carry this in your bag, and I'm going to show you some other examples in a second. But the beauty of this thing is down here. So you get 25,000 milliamps. You can actually, let's say you have an iPad. You can charge it over 2.5 times or 2.2 times, depending on the size of it. Your MacBook is like up to 1.2 or 1.5 times, depending on the battery system that you actually have in your MacBook. So you're out somewhere. You're not just going to be able to top it off. You're going to be able to fully charge it and then some. So you could be off grid. You could go on a camping trip, and you're going to get that full second charge out of this thing because that's what it's designed for. And let me just see if I can see the ports on this. Here's the screen here. I'm not going to get too much into this. I'll have links to all this if you want to go ahead and check it out. There's a whole bunch of information on here, but the actual ports, I guess, up here are 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A, which is perfect, and it comes with a USB-C cable. All for the price, again, of $99. It's basically down from $123. So really good reviews here, and that company makes a lot of good power stuff. I've actually tested them. Okay, so here's some cool products. If you want to impress your friends or something, let's say you're camping and you want to go out, say you're in a tent or something. It could rain, it could snow, it could do anything. Or maybe you're just out like on a boat somewhere, but you want to bring a portable battery with you for your phone, for all these different devices. Here's a really cool one. There's a couple of them coming up. This is going to be the Elecom, and I don't even know how to say this, Nest Out Rugged Power Bank, right? This is 15,000 milliamps, so really big. Look at this thing. It looks like it's one of those things that you would actually, let me click on it. It looks like one of those things that you would actually blow something up with or something. You can connect it to this. But anyways, what it is basically is it's a power bank, but it's fully water protected, fully dust protected. It's rugged, so you can take it in your backpack. You're not going to break this thing. And let me just show you how it works. So right over here, these things open up, these little nozzles here, and you can actually put on a light it comes with. but you can actually plug in your devices on the top of it. Let's see if we can get in here. So right over here, take a look. So if you unplug this little thing here, you get USB-A, USB-C, and another USB-A here, and then all your devices can plug in perfectly. Obviously, it only has one USB-C, so you can go ahead and bring like a dongle or something. That's going to work really well. Fully waterproof. Look at this. Designed for harsh environments, IP67 rating. And you get the idea here. Really cool device. There's actually another one coming up. I'm going to show that to you. $66. It's not on sale, but 4.6 out of 5. People love this thing for kind of traveling and stuff like that. And they have another one that's a different dimension here. It's $44.99, so a little bit cheaper here. Same thing, rugged portable charger. This one's only 5,000 milliamps. So again, for 5,000 milliamps, this is going to be a little bit more expensive. The other one was probably a better deal. But at the end of the day, I mean, you're going to impress some people when you show them this, because I've never seen anything like this before. Same thing here. You kind of set it up. You can see little stands on it, and fully waterproof in here. And this is showing some of the other ones as well. But you can see how they developed this thing. It's got shock absorption cushion. They got the battery in there. All this stuff built into this little bottle. And you can take that anywhere with you. And then it's got this little light on top. So anyways, check these out. They're really cool if you're traveling. Good conversation piece, and you don't have to worry about breaking them. Maybe it's, like I said, raining around you and you have a backpack and it's getting wet. This will be fine. Okay, another device here that's just something you never think about, but it's super useful. I have one on my desk right over here. Take a look. This is the 12-in-1 charging station USB power strip, 5-foot cord. So the reason I love this thing, it's on sale, 10%, it's $44.94. But just think about this for a second. So you plug this in under your desk, right? And now you have on your desk 4 additional plugs here. So you don't have to be reaching under your desk. Anytime you want to plug in something like a light or something, it's right there on your desk. Plus, it gives you 4 USB-A, 4 USB-C here as well. And it's pretty incredible. So you can basically charge everything off this thing as it plugs into the wall. Look how many things you can charge here. They're showing 4 USB-C ports, 4 USB-A ports, 4 AC outlets, and a 5-foot cord. You do the math on it. Up to 200 watts total, and obviously it has to divide that power up, but it's one of the coolest devices. So I recommend this for just about anyone that's on, people don't realize they need it until they actually get one. You're not reaching to find plugs every time you want to rearrange your desk or something. I like it, especially when you get older and you're back. It does come in other colors here to match your desk setup, like whites and stuff, if you want that. But anyways, that's a cool product. I recommend it. Okay. We always talked about the new iPhone Air, the little battery, that comes with it that they actually sell for $100. Don't get that. Get this one over here instead. This is better. Anker 621 magnetic portable charger, 5,000 milliamps as well. This is down to $23.99, so it's about a fourth the cost of that. 40% off right now. And it does come in various colors to match all those iPhones, including white right here. So this is the one I'd recommend. It says up to 16, but this will work on the 17 as well. So for this cost, this is the one I recommend if you're looking at getting a battery instead of, buying the Apple tax there. Okay, so if you're like me and you're old school and sometimes you don't want to deal with like Bluetooth, headphones or AirPods and stuff, you have a pair, but maybe you just want wired sometimes, just so you know it's going to work. Maybe you just have a pair of them out there. Well, you can still buy Apples. Take a look. Apple EarPods, basically headphones with USB-C plugs. So this is going to be USB-C. It's actually down to $16.99 right now, and this is by Apple. Visit the Apple Store, so it's not kind of an offshoot of it. It's a real one, #1 bestseller here, $16.99 only. So if you thought that you couldn't get these before, you can still get them on Amazon with the USB-C, and I love these things because I use them all the time when I go to the library. I just don't want to deal with Bluetooth all the time. Sometimes they get, the charge doesn't work, you run out of charge, and then you're stuck, you can't listen to anything. So without worrying about the batteries and stuff, I just get one of these and always have it in my bag just in case, so pick it up. Okay, so maybe you are someone that wants just Apple headphones and you want Bluetooth and you want the best, all right? Well, here's a good sale. Now, it's not the very best, but it's close. Take a look. Here's the Apple AirPods Pro 2 right here. Pro 2, not the Pro 3, but they're on sale right now. Usually they're like $249. They're $169, so 32% off. If you want the Pro 3, I believe they're $249. You're saving like $80 there. And there's some advantages to the Pro 2. I believe it's got more battery capacity inside the actual case, not the headphones themselves, but inside the case, which is a plus. Plus, some people like the sound of this better, and it's been flawless, all right? And it's going to have a lot of the same features as the Pros 3, trust me. So as far as like all the little extras, so $169 if you want to pick this up. This is on sale right now. Again, this is going to be on sale for a while because the Pro 3s are out, but still, I thought that was a pretty good deal if you want the top of the line, but you don't want to maybe go so far up to $250 plus tax. It's a lot of money, right? All right. But if you actually want the best sound out there, Take a look. The AirPods, basically the AirPods Max Wireless over the ear. Now this actually went up a little bit. I was actually going to show this to you because it was down to like $450. It creeped up to $499, but it is still $50 off right now, 9% off. So definitely pick that up if you want, you know, some of the best headphones on the market. There's some ones out there like some of the Sonys I recommend, maybe a little bit over these, but I know people that want them. So, but if you do pick these up, there's a little device here that I think is pretty cool. Take a look. This is going to be the headphone charging station for AirPods Max right here, and it's $39, so it's going to work with the 2024 and 2020 models, so USB-C and the other version as well. And $39, I thought that's a great deal. So take a look at this. They basically sit right in here, and I saw another model of this that was just being sold. It was a more advanced model, but I think by Morphe. I think it was like $150 for the charger. This one's $39. So what happens basically is you have this little device that slips in here, and then your headphones slip into the case right here, and it touches this little metal here, and it charges them for you. You can take a look right here. So overall, it's kind of a cool design, and you know, if you want them on your desk, let me see if I can find a little picture of them on the desk here, right over here. So I think it looks really elegant and really cool instead of just having them like this with the cord here. But again, it has to be right for you. But for this cost, I think you can give them a try. For $150, I don't know if it's worth it, but for $40, who knows? Okay, let's keep moving here. So AirTags, maybe you're an AirTag person. You can pick up some before the new version comes out for a discount. They right now on Amazon, they have them for $64 for 4 of them, $64.99. That's 33% off. Obviously, they're usually around $70, $80, but $64 I think is one of the low price alerts right now. The lowest I've seen it actually. So for 4 of them, that's a good cost. This other product here is something I recommend. You're going to say, what is this thing? This is the Elevation Lab AirTag Adhesive Mount, all right? So $13.99, you can see 4.7 out of 5, almost 6,000 of these things people have left reviews on, only $13. So what is this? Well, the reason I love this thing is you put your AirTag in here, right? And you can stick it like on your car underneath, or you can stick it in a place where, you know, weather might get to it, and it'll stay on there, and it'll also beam back that information. So for instance, if you want to go ahead and protect your car, if you put it in the trunk or the back seat, the thieves are going to find it and throw it away, right? But if you actually stick it up somewhere where they can find it with this adhesive, and it's going to protect it in there, it's actually going to be a great way to protect your merchandise, because you can stick it in places that might be, you know, subject to the weather and stuff like that, maybe underneath the car, and it's great. So I highly recommend this. I mean, obviously it is what it is. It's got a 3M. It's not some kind of cheap adhesive. Works really well and stuff like that. And this guy's got it on a surfboard. This other guy's got it on some skis. Maybe you have some skis. Nobody, someone's going to think this is just a dial to tighten your skis, and they're not even going to know that's an AirTag on there. So I think it's really cool if you want to kind of protect some devices that you may not be been able to protect before. Overall, I like it. Okay, this is getting long, so I think I have like 8 or 9 other ones. So really quickly, if you want a charging cable, you can get one really cheap now, and actually from Apple. Take a look. So maybe you lost your cable. This is the Apple 60-watt USB-C to USB-C woven cable, right? So it's the woven one, down to $14, usually around $20. That's a really good price for the 1 metered one, and it has that woven texture on it. It's pure white. 4.7, a real Apple product there for, you know, $14. When have you ever seen that? The other thing I have it sitting over there, actually powering my light right now. But some of the coolest cables, now this is not really a data cable, but it's more for, you know, powering stuff. Is up to, I think, 240 watts. I love these things. This is called a chubby cable. You can see this is a 2-pack, all right? So it's $35 for 2 of them. It's a little bit more expensive than normal cables, but up to 240 watt USB-C cable. So it's going to be for charging phones, charging MacBooks. It's not really for data. I think the data is like around 480 megabytes per second or something. So it's not going to be the fastest. But the colors here are super vibrant. I actually have the orange one sitting over there. Here you can get the orange and the blue. You can also buy these if you look them up. You can buy the single cables for like half this cost, but they're really cool on video or for your setup. If you want yellow and all the different colors, red and green, it just looks really cool. And they call them chubby cables because they're a lot thicker as far as shielding. They work really well, actually, and I have no complaints with them. I've actually used one for years now, and I love it. Okay, this next product I've actually done a video on. I'm going to put it right here. So definitely check this video out if you're interested in this, because the price did go down. So take a look. This is the Mate Mini A 80 gigabit per second Mac Mini dock. Actually, I got off the picture. Here's the dock right here. It sits underneath it, or you can put it on top. You got this little dongle here. It connects it to the Mac Mini. The reason I love this thing is it's got a lot of good ports in here. I'm not going to get into them too much, but you can see them right there. But it's actually, you know, they call it the 80 gigabit per second. It usually was, what, $190? Now it's down to $139, all right? The reason I like this thing, and I had a whole video on it, is if I scroll down here, it's got basically 2 M.2s you can put it in, all right? Now, it's a little unusual. So if you put in OneDrive in here, you get up to like almost 6,000 megabytes per second with OneDrive. If you put 2 of them in here, it's going to split that 80 gigabit per second. So you're going to get like 3,300 on both of them. So, right? that's one thing. But if you actually put 2 drives in here like this, these 2 M.2 drives, and you rate it using Apple RAID Assistant, and you rate it in RAID 0, you're going to get like that 5, 6, 7,000, somewhere in that range, megabytes per second, really fast in RAID 0. But if you put 2 in here and you don't do anything with them, again, you're going to split that speed. It's going to be like 3,000 something on each of them. Just keep that in mind. Really cool device, though, up to 16 terabytes. So that price came down a little bit, so I wanted to give a shout out to that. Now, if you want something way less expensive, you have a MacBook Air, MacBook Pro. You want it to sit up vertically on your desk. What is one of the best stands you can buy for the cost? Right over here, Ugreen vertical laptop stand holder for desk compatible with the MacBook Pro. Take a look at that. So 18 bucks, whatever, $19, 27% off. And so just a really cool device. It's exactly what it is. You can actually move this dial. This is going to move the dimension of this so you can fit in different various sizes. Squeeze the MacBook. It has nice padding in here. And just sits on your desk really nicely, just like that. So overall, it's one of the best stands that you can basically buy, in my opinion. Very solid, all aluminum for, 18 or 19 bucks. So really good product there. I recommend it. Okay, maybe you want a Thunderbolt 5 dock now. Maybe you want to move up to the level of that, all right? Here's a good, got good reviews, and I haven't tested this one, but I'm going to shortly here. But overall, I've done some review, looked at some of the reviews off of this site and like some on Tom's Hardware and stuff. Pretty good overall. The Kenningston, this is the SD 5000 T5, big mouthful. Thunderbolt 5 docking station, 40% off, $233. So for Thunderbolt 5, $233 is a really good cost right now for Thunderbolt 5 docking stations. And trust me, I've been looking for them. But you have to like what this actually gives you. So let's actually go down to the ports here. So you can see here it's going to have, Thunderbolt 5 here. It's going to have a downstream port, Thunderbolt 5 as well. You're going to get USB-A. You're going to get the SD card readers, a combo audio jack. On the back, you're going to get USB-A, 2.5 gigabit Ethernet. Then you're going to get 2 more Thunderbolt 5 down ports here. You're going to get the DC in as far as 20 volts if you need extra power, the power button. So this, again, has to come down to the ports that you actually need. But if those are the ports you actually need, I think this is a good overall product at $233 and a good price for, believe it or not, for Thunderbolt 5. Okay, going from that product that's really expensive to a dirt cheap product right over here. This is going to be basically for MagSafe Wallet by a company called Hiwi. It's funny, but this actually got really good reviews, 4.4 to 5. Almost 5,000 or 4,500 reviews here. So take a look. So I'm just going to show it to you. It basically magnetically sticks on to your iPhone 17, or I believe it works with other iPhones, 17, 16, 15, 14. You get the idea. The reason I like this one is a couple things. The cost of it's really cheap. It's made out of like a synthetic leather, but it's got this like stretchy band here, so it can take either from like 2 cards up to like as many cards as you put into it. It'll just stretch out and your cards will fit in here just fine. Take a look in here so you can see how it looks. So you just have to like the look of it, obviously, and the feel of it, but it does connect magnetically onto the back of your device here. And it says it's, I have never tested this, obviously, but it's RFID blocking as well. But you can see that this thing stretches and it actually will allow you to put in a bunch of different cards in there. So the size of it doesn't limit to like 2 or 3 cards, and it's 15 bucks, all right? So that's a good deal there. Let's keep moving here. We just got a couple other ones. So if you're like me and you're ultra cheap, you just want an older iPhone, maybe as a burner phone, maybe you want to just, maybe your mom needs one or something. Here's one I kind of recommend, and there's a reason for it. This is the Apple iPhone 13, 128 gigs. They call it, it's unlocked, so it works with any carrier. $329, 17% off, really cheap. Obviously, it's a number of generations behind, but this is renewed premium, all right? And that means basically for this cost, you're theoretically getting a phone with almost, and I was looking through all the reviews in here, and a lot of the people are telling me it has basically 0 cycles or like 5 cycles on it. It's going to basically come almost, in a brand new type of a device. Like right here, maximum capacity, 100%. Some of them are like in the 90s, but usually it's around 100%, usually almost a brand new device, right? This person got 93. You get the idea, but it comes in a box like this, fully refurbished, and you can't go wrong for the cost. So I recommend it. Whenever it's renewed premium here with Amazon, you're going to get something that's not going to be scratched up. It's going to look almost perfect. You're going to have very, very high battery cycles still left in the device, and you're paying $329. So again, good burner phone, good one for parents and relatives that don't need the newest and greatest for a good cost. Okay, we got a couple last products here that people just don't know that they need until you actually need them. Here we go. Here's a 4-pack Lightning to USB-C adapter for the iPhone, only $679. So, obviously it was like 10 bucks. Now it's on a limited time deal, 4.3 to 5, so good ratings here. It is what it is. You get 4 of them. So if you have a Lightning cable right here, maybe on an older iPhone, You want to plug it into this. Now you can use it with USB-C. So any of that stuff that you want to do with it, plug it into, external storage, plug it into a battery, plug it in here or there. You can do it now. It's obviously going to be this connection right here. 4 of them here for, what is it, $6, $7. Can't go wrong. That's one of the, that's just something you just want left somewhere in your house. So then just in case you need it when you need it, just buy these and put them like in a little toolbox. That's what I do. And then finally here, we got, and I don't know how to say this. I mean, I'm not going to attempt it either, but this is the CreateMate high-speed 2-in-1 SSD card reader. I like this because it's not on sale right now. 4.6 out of 5. About $40, right? But the reason I love this thing is it holds all of your SSD cards. Take a look at this. It's got this little cable that actually folds into it. And then right over here, you can plug the SD card readers into it. See this? Or the SD cards into this reader. So not only can you carry all your SD card reader, cards with you, but then you can connect it right into your MacBook here, and then you can plug in and actually get the data right off of them without actually, so it gives you both devices. If you have a MacBook Air, you get the SD card reader, plus you can have all of your stuff in one spot. And it's fully weather protected. It comes in like this kind of, let me actually see if I can get a good picture of it. They're not really showing it here. I guess here we go. Kind of in a weather protected case here that actually slides open. And then you have all of your stuff in there for easy access. Okay, so we're going to wrap up this video. Just some new products I wanted to kind of introduce to people out there. I love finding them out here. I don't know if people like this, but I like doing it. So anyways, post in the comments if you guys find some cool products out there that you want to show me, and we will talk to you in the next one. Peace.